quick line, that's it. It is a beautiful thing. Look at that.
Ladies and gentlemen and friends beyond the binary, welcome to Culinary Delights, the YouTube show where two Midwestern moms help you to feed your hungry boys. I am Amanda Bonanza, and this is Lilith Electra. Hello.
Hi,
y'all.
y'all.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Doing?
I'm doing great. Oh, I got to get my accent right. That was part Southern, part Midwestern, part New York.
That's okay. You can mix it all up because there's moms everywhere in this across this great nation of ours.
Hey, y'all. I'm coming in from South Carolina. I got hungry boys, too.
Hungry boys, you can have hungry boys in South Carolina and in North Dakota. And in our case, from Iowa. We have a recipe directly from the Iowa Housewife, I think it's called.
Wow.
Take a look at it, okay? Let's take a look at
this. Of course. I assume it's just corn on the cob with butter and deep fried.
Well, it is called Jellied Chicken.
I'm out. We can just cancel this episode right now. Please. I beg of you, do not make me go any further.
No, we got to find out because this is a delightful delicacy from the heartland of the United States, the great state of Iowa. Have you ever been to Iowa?
I've driven through Iowa on my way to when I lived in Missouri.
Yeah, that's what you do in Iowa. Yeah.
Got stuck behind a grain thrasher for about 40 miles. That was frustrating as hell.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
I'm going to say, based on this title, these boys better be awfully hungry. Like
these boys, they're not going to be hungry after eating this hearty Midwestern meal. We have an introduction. There's an introduction to this. So,
is this like when you look up on a recipe online and before you get the recipe, you have to hear the story of the jellied chicken?
It's not quite that much because this is this woman's own website. I can't remember the name of the website.
InsaneIowaLady.com.
This recipe is from the Iowa Housewife. Mm-hmm. Myrna and I have been debating who would get to make, quote, jellied chicken for the blog. I don't know who Myrna is. I don't know who the author is. It doesn't say anywhere on the site. But Myrna...
Here, let me wait. Let me just say something that'll make this like LGBTQ friendly. The Iowa Housewife is both of them. It's Myrna and her wife.
That could be. That's almost certainly the case.
No, I see in sentence 2 that I'm wrong.
Well, no, because there's good stuff coming up.
Okay.
We both have fond memories of it being served at one of her wedding showers. One of hers. So, okay, now that could mean she's a little bit of a loosey-goosey. Or I don't want to disparage. There's nothing wrong with getting married more than once.
It could also be that there was a wedding shower for each side of the family through a wedding shower because they don't live in the same place.
Or she's a caterer and she does catering for wedding showers.
That's it. That's probably it.
Yeah, she goes to or she's just from a big Midwestern Christian family and they just have wedding showers like every other week because they get married at like right as soon as high school, like sometimes even in high school.
You would also have to believe in Christ to eat something called jellied chicken.
Oh, you haven't seen? Oh, wait till you see it, babe. I can't wait to show you this beauty, this absolute beauty. It's an excellent dish for ladies' luncheons. Which I'm not sure what that is, but that sounds like straight out of like the worst part of the 1950s.
Yeah.
It's an excellent dish for ladies' luncheons, especially in spring or summer. Oh. But my husband says men like it too. So men and women, it is so we need to clarify this because ladies, this is a dish for women. This is a jellied chicken is for women. Men eat steak. We have to clear that up.
I would have to say that clearly this recipe, you probably found this was probably posted years ago because right now men liking jellied chicken would be one of the things Republicans in Iowa would say is what's wrong with America.
This recipe of jellied chicken is just smashing the gender barrier.
It definitely is, yeah.
It's not just for women anymore. Now men, too, can enjoy jellied chicken. Usually recipes for this are large, at least a 13 by 9-inch pan, which is your standard hot
which is
dish,
your standard.
Right?
It's your standard hungry boy
It's
pan.
your standard
13
hungry boy
by
hot
9.
dish.
Yeah.
Yeah. 13 by 9. That's how you make a hot dish. That's what you got. That's a lasagna pan. Ladies and gentlemen and friends beyond the binary, that's the standard. But I guess it is. It's not like it's not large though. It's a lot of food. Goes in a 13 by 9. Okay.
I haven't made lasagna.
I had to make this version from Betty Crocker Cooking for Two. So it's not her recipe, is it? She stole it.
She stole it, and she put it on her blog.
Then she put it on her blog, which is okay.
She's gonna get sued by the Betty Crocker Corporation.
I don't think she's gonna get sued. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. That's her problem. She can deal with the litigation later on her own
Get
time.
arrested.
I'm sure there's plenty of money for the Iowa Housewife blob just pouring in.
Culinary crimes against humanity.
Okay,
it's only 5 servings.
It's only cooking for 2 is only 5 servings. 13
by 9 pan, cooking for 2, 5 servings.
Assuming that there's 1.5 servings for the woman and 3.5 for the man.
Yeah. Well, men like it too.
For a romantic dinner of jellied chicken.
Yeah.
Notice the low calories. And it does list the calories, but I'm not going to do it. Should I tell you about the calories?
What are the calories per serving?
It says 99 calories per serving.
I got 99 calories.
Jelly chickens were 1. That doesn't. I'm going to cut that right out. That joke was terrible.
I started and didn't know where it was ending. I was like 99 jellies.
It was like, we can't be talking about this 25-year-old, 30-year-old rap song. Really good broth is the secret to the success of this dish. Okay. She used Myrna's recipe. Well, I don't know. I thought it was Betty Crocker's recipe, but I guess it's Myrna.
No. Myrna's recipe for broth.
Oh, for broth. Okay, that makes sense. Myrna's
I would just buy.
We could link it.
Some Swanson's broth, but whatever.
Well, I'm sure you could, but that's not the secret. You need Myrna's broth, and there's a link to it there. So the cookbook suggests this menu. Are you ready?
No.
Jellied chicken.
Stop.
Potato chips, baby lima beans, yeast rolls.
Yeast rolls are good.
Fresh fruit in season. Okay, that's the one reasonable thing on this. And brownies. Okay, great. Brownies. But if you went into the depths and the bowels, in the darkest spaces of your imagination, with every stereotype you've been carrying along in your subconscious throughout your life, and you imagined what a Christian Iowa menu would be, that's it.
That's it.
Jellied chicken, potato chips, baby lima beans. I don't know what the fuck a yeast roll is, but rolls have yeast, right?
Now you've had yeast rolls.
Bread's got yeast, but
you've had yeast rolls.
What's a yeast roll?
I mean, it's just a small dinner roll. That's it. It's just a small dinner roll.
I'd never heard of it called that. Like, it was just
rolls.
If
you went to a restaurant and got them, they just say rolls. They wouldn't call them yeast rolls, but it's just a certain way of making the roll.
Yeast is kind of an unflattering word, isn't it? Like, kind of like, would you like yeast roll? It's like, we all know that bread has yeast in it, but there's an unsettling thing about the word. I don't know. To me, there is.
Let's just pretend this is a typo and it says yeet rolls, YEET.
Yeet rolls?
Yeah.
I'd yeet this whole menu.
I'd yeet this whole thing. Also, just the idea that you're going to serve like a chicken dinner, and instead of mashed potatoes or roasted potatoes or scalloped potatoes, you're just like potato chips.
Potato chips.
It's just
a little bag of Lay's. That'll do.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, that's what the cookbook suggests. However, the Iowa Housewife and Myrna, they had it for lunch with homemade lard biscuits, green peas, and orange custard for dessert.
Okay. Do you have a question about lard biscuits?
I mean, I assume they're biscuits made with lard.
Yeah, instead of butter or oil for your shortening, you would use a little lard. Which
I've cooked with lard, and I found it to be
I bet they're really good.
In pie crusts, and probably for cooking, and it's like it's a gross sounding word, and it's It's not anything. It's just a little like a different kind. It is fat, but so is butter, and so's so shortening. It's like it's all fat.
I have a question.
So it's like I
have a question for you. Are there peas of a different color that we always call peas green peas?
I don't know. I've never seen a pea that wasn't green.
Any other color of peas, so why call them green peas?
I don't know. But that is what they're called, and that's definitely what they call them in Iowa, and that's definitely what the Iowa Housewife
I'm just saying, if someone was like, "Would you like some peas?" Would you be like, "Green peas?"
Yeah, as long as they're green.
As long as they're green. Well, that's the only color they come in. It's like if that's the only color. Would you like some peas?
Green peas.
Green peas.
Of course.
Yeah, that's just weird. And then orange custard.
Orange custard.
Okay.
I suppose that's probably good, but
does that mean I'm
not a huge fan of custard anyway.
If they're talking about like orange frozen custard, like a big old orange custard from Cops, I'd eat the shit out of that. But if we're just talking like pudding or something,
I've like I said, I've never been a fan of any kind of custard really, but like it's people love it. And I mean, it's a delicacy somewhere. I'm sure orange custard is good.
Milwaukee,
well, this is Iowa. But that's it. That's it. So jellied chicken. Biscuits, green peas, and then orange custard for dessert. That's it.
I like that there's a recommendation.
Wait till you see this fucking plate.
Plate. There's a recommendation for dessert. Like I always just consider dessert separate from the meal. It's like I don't pair my dessert with what I'm making for dinner.
I do when I'm hosting like a dinner party.
If you're going to do something like thematic or something, but usually if someone's coming, if someone has like a favorite, I'll make their favorite dessert, and I won't I just don't see how orange custard or brownies ties into jellied chicken, and maybe that will be revealed.
I don't see how baby lima bean. You'll see when you see what this looks like, is because it's like, well, this all makes perfect sense. I got
a feeling this isn't going to make any sense. That I'm going to lose sanity points.
Yeah, you will. Your insanity meter is going to go up for sure. All right, moving along to our ingredients. It's simple.
God damn it! I knew there was going to be
simple ingredients.
Plain gelatin. God damn it, Jello Corporation! Get out of our dinners.
Gelatin. Or one envelope or 1 tablespoon. 1 1/4 cups hot chicken broth. Oh yeah, that's that. Yeah. If Myrna's, if you can get it, if you can make it, and then 2 cups cooked chicken cut up. So I'm assuming that's like leftover chicken from whenever you made chicken before.
Well, you go Sunday, you go to Costco, you get a rotisserie chicken, you eat whatever you want for dinner. The next day, you pick off the chicken for your 2 cups. Yeah. You boil the carcass for your broth, and there you go.
Right.
There you go.
There it is. That's exactly right. I think it's like that's it. That's it.
The only problem is if you're getting all this at Costco, you have to buy like a metric ton of gelatin. You got to buy a metric ton of gelatin.
But gelatin lasts. You keep it. You just got to have it on hand. You just keep it in your pantry,
or you don't.
Keep it in the cupboard.
I've made it to 53 without having gelatin on hand.
I also don't have gelatin in my cupboards. And then, of course, a half teaspoon of salt. Fair enough.
I mean, yes,
assuming, I don't know, there's probably salt in the broth, I would hope. So, and that's the only spice. That's all you need. Just a half a cup of salt.
I mean, you're going to be eating clear congealed gelatin.
No rosemary, what are the typical things that go with chicken?
Flavor and textures are not really on your list if you're eating this.
Nah, not in jellied chicken.
It's cooked chicken. All that stuff is in the chicken.
That's already in there.
It's already in the chicken. There. Yeah.
Probably Costco flavored it for me.
Yeah.
Costco flavored. It's got the Costco flavor.
Yeah, it's got that good rotisserie.
All right. Instructions. Soften gelatin in 2 tablespoons cold water. Period. 2 tablespoons cold water. Okay.
Yeah.
So this doesn't list the numbers, so that's okay because we can see it. But soften the gelatin. So that's fair. Soften the gelatin. Yeah. Pour it in there. I assume gelatin was like a powder. Isn't gelatin a powder usually, or is it come in little gelatinous cubes? I
think you can get it. You can buy it either way.
Softening it.
I think getting the gelatin where it's already like a gelatinized cube that you dissolve is kind of old school. Back when people would eat
this might be old school.
Well, they're eating from a Betty Crocker cookbook, which is definitely old school.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I don't know what that means, like sopping the gelatin. But
in World War II, you would get your coupon book with your gelatin rations, and you'd go down to the store, and you'd get your cube of gelatin that you would dissolve in cold water.
Okay, I mean, I assume that's what they meant. Like either way, it's you put the gelatin in 2 tablespoons of cold water, so it's a 1 to 2.
Yeah,
it's a 2 to 1 ratio.
Okay.
Then once you do that, then dissolve it in the hot broth. So have the hot broth and pour it in there, cool until thickened. Which also, for gelatin, that makes sense, right? Yeah. Right away, we got chicken Jello. We got chicken flavored Jello. We're off to the fucking races.
Even if you don't have chicken to put in there, you got dessert. Your chicken flavored Jello.
Chicken Jello, cool until thickened. Add chicken and salt. It doesn't say to stir it. No. And I don't know if you do, because this might be one of those things where it's like, is this like when you make Jello and you have gelatin, you kind of just plunk it in there and it kind of like floats around? Like, is that what you're supposed to do? So like, this is problematic to me with the salt, where it's like, okay, you're just going to dump the salt in and not stir it.
I feel like you should put the salt in when you put the gelatin in.
I think with the broth, right? Like the salt early, that should be early. Yeah. But that's not what the recipe says. It just says add chicken and salt. Maybe you salt the chicken and then put the salted chicken in, which would also make sense. But what doesn't make sense to me is to plunk the chicken in and then just toss the salt in and then wipe your hands of the whole mess.
It's all just in the middle on the top. Because it's just cool until thickened. Are you talking until it's completely thickened, or until it's just thick enough that it's kind of viscousy?
Doesn't specify. I would imagine.
No, because then if we look ahead, we see you chill until it's set. So it's thickening, but it's not set.
Right.
I'm sorry. So I like to read ahead. A spoiler alert.
No, it's good to read ahead. It's okay. I mean, it's up here.
Because I have another thing. I have another thing here that I have contention with, and it says pour into an oiled 9x5x3 loaf pan, and I just want to say that 9x5x3 is not 9x13.
Oh, it's not.
It's not.
Yeah, but this is the recipe. This is a deviation from the usual recipe. Usually you make this at 13x9, but she had to make this version from Betty Crocker Cooking for 2, so you use a bread pan.
Okay.
That's what it's about.
Okay.
So 9.5x3, that's like a banana bread size, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's like your your loaf pan.
I'd way rather have banana bread.
Yeah, me too.
I could really go for some banana bread.
Well, maybe not once you see this beauty. Chill until set, which is what you do for chicken Jello. Unmold on cold platter. Serve cooled with mayonnaise.
Stop. Please
dress that up with a little mayo. Pop your chicken Jello with a little mayonnaise on there.
Oh,
just a little dollop. Hey Mom, can I have some mayonnaise on my chicken Jello? Yeah, sure can, honey. It's your birthday.
We're gonna party like it's your birthday.
You can garnish with olive slices, or parsley bouquets, radish roses, tomato wedges, or lettuce hearts.
Or purple horseshoes or green clovers. Those
are all nice little garnishes.
Iowa's box of unlucky charms. Olive slices, parsley bouquets, radish roses, tomato wedges, or lettuce hearts. Purple horseshoes.
Are we ready?
Wait.
For the reveal.
Wait. It says yield 3 cups, but 3 cups is in quotes, like it's
in quotes, because you never know what you're going to get.
It is like a box of chocolate.
You never know what you're going to get. Like, we're aiming for 3 cups.
We're aiming for 3 cups.
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
All right, let me...
Are you ready for the beautiful reveal?
I'm never going to be ready for this. Hit me.
And there it is. That's it, all dressed up on the cold platter up top. Look at that, with the dollops of mayonnaise and the pimento olives on top of the mayonnaise. And look at that beautiful plate. That's it all served up in its finery. Iowa's finest right there. Look at that delicious plate. Doesn't that look great? What a mound of peas. What a glorious mound of peas with some dry-ass motherfucking biscuits.
I never want to eat again.
Just eat those dry-ass motherfucking biscuits, motherfucker. You can spread a little mayo on those biscuits. A little ketchup. Okay, like
I mean,
this
come
is fucking
on.
horrible.
Come
And
on. This is like this loaf looks like astronaut food. Like, yeah, no, it won't go anywhere. If you take a bite, little pieces aren't going to flake out. Oh,
I can't imagine like wanting this. Like, I can't imagine being in a situation where this is appealing. You and I, we both grew up in Milwaukee, and they eat fucking shitty food in Milwaukee. Like, I ate some garbage. We ate garbage. When I moved away and I finally got out to like the West Coast, I got to California and I was like, what is this? And there was like real food. It was like, what? Like, my mind was blown. And like, I moved up to Seattle and like, of course it's like nothing but good stuff, good food up there. And like, and once you get away from it, but it's like, but even in Milwaukee, like there was like a certain appeal to the food there. Like, I mean, I still love beer and brats and like taco dip and stuff. And like, it was whiteified, but like this, like.
So this is this thing, you look at that top picture, this is something you would make in the Depression. Is be like, all I've got to feed the whole family is a cube of gelatin and two cups of shredded chicken. And you got to make it last. And it's like, here we go. It's, something I can put in your belly. But it's like, you don't have to eat like this anymore.
Well, and it's cold.
Yeah.
It's cold.
The 50s were very obsessed with putting things in Jell-O as well.
The 50s through the 70s, the whole third quarter of the 20th century was just like, let's put stuff in Jell-O.
You know what I think I should do? I should get like 2 or 3 packs of Johnsonville brats. Barbecue them all up. Get them nice and charred. Get a good sear on them.
That sounds great to me.
Chop them up into little slices, and then just dump them in gelatin like this.
Now I hate it.
And then let it cool. And then instead of mayo,
a beer gelatin
with little dollops of brown like ground mustard on top. And then serve it with some corn on the cob, a beer. I'm trying to think of like
some Old Dutch potato chips.
Oh yeah, Old Dutch. Yes, Mrs. Howell's potato chips
and some Black Bear soda.
Oh yeah, now you're talking. All right, this is the most disgusting thing.
This is horrible. This is absolutely appalling
this has to
me.
Be,
like, this is not a joke. This is not a joke. Here's how you know.
Lydia Child. She's Julia Child's less successful sister.
Miss Lydia M. Child. Look at that. Look at that wonderful family, that wonderful Puritan family doing the Lord's work. And a wonderful quote from the Bible. She looks well to the ways of her household.
The little girl girl's holding up that daisy like, Mom, can we eat this? And she's like, well, I can drop it in a piece of Jell-O and let it solidify.
Very good. We will eat that for dinner.
Put some mayo on top of it. I call it mayonnaises.
I know when I'm having a rough time.
That was very funny, by the way. Mayonnaises.
When I'm feeling down.
Yeah.
And I'm having a bad day and a rough time. And things aren't going so great. And I feel like, I could have done better. I couldn't have done better. I'm at my bed and like I'm at the end of the day and I'm saying my prayers.
Yeah.
And I think to myself, she looks well to the ways of her household.
She does.
And that gives me some comfort. And then I can sleep easy knowing that I did my best for my family and that I'm going to get into heaven because of it.
Also, like, this is a book. You couldn't get a picture of like a woman like in a garden that is at least looks like it's growing something. It looks like she's just muck raking.
She's raking up the food.
But you couldn't have found a picture of like food growing. It's just like, I'm just dragging my rake through the mud here.
Well, what I find interesting is if you look in the background there, you'll see her dressed up in like Puritan garb from the 17th century, but in the back there's like white garbage bags.
Yeah, there's white garbage bags.
There's white plastic garbage bags.
Yeah, that's so.
This might just be like, these are Quakers, or maybe these are Amish. I don't know if you're allowed to have white plastic garbage bags in Amish, Pennsylvania.
I'm just saying, like,
I don't know anything about Amish or Quaker cultures.
If I'm trying to sell
like this for some fucking reason,
if I'm trying to sell a book about keeping your house and living off the land, like, I'd have a picture of like food growing in the ground as opposed to like this lady looks like she's about to feed her kids a rake full of mud and dead twigs.
You're not thinking like a devout Christian is what you're not doing. It doesn't matter like what you're doing. It matters is if you look pure and pious. And that's what this looks like. This is like, this is how good people navigate Earth.
I don't know. Those looks like she's wearing
twigs and leaves and chicken jello, and they pray and they say and they look after their household. That's what good women do.
Can I be honest? Like, my goal is to like look after the household. So there's nothing wrong. It's not that I have a problem with. Like,
me too.
I want to like be at home and making bread and like having the house clean.
Great? Wouldn't that be a nice dream?
Yeah. Honestly, I think here's the oh no. Here's the goal.
This ain't looking after your household. This is malice. This is the deep-rooted malice.
This is the kind of shit
of a woman who's not allowed to express herself.
This is the dish of a woman who's putting just a little bit of arsenic in her husband's food every day.
Mm-hmm. This is straight from the Young Poisoner's Handbook.
This is the long con right here.
My husband fell ill, and I don't know why. He just never got better. Bless his soul. Bless his soul. I'm all alone. I hope the church can help me. Yes, I will take donations. Thank you very much.
Those biscuits don't look that good either. I make better biscuits.
No, the biscuits look terrible. The picture conveys how little flavor there is on that dish, and how the blandness of that dish just leaps off the page. The lack of excitement, the lack of inspiration.
It's that thing.
This is truly one of the most grotesque things we've looked at.
Really, really great chefs will always say, like, you eat with your eyes first, and it's just like, here's tan, brown, and just like puke green. It's just like,
it's so bad.
My eyes are going to go up. It's so bad. And the mayo, what is the thing? Mayo has its place. Mayo does have its place. And if you were going to make a chicken salad, you're going to chop up your chicken, mix a little mayo for a sandwich, bring some moisture to that dry chicken.
You said the key phrase.
Yeah.
A little mayo.
A little mayo.
A little bit. A little goes a long way with mayonnaise. A little mayo is great. A big dollop, like treating mayo like it's whipped cream on your pumpkin pie.
I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I don't like this at all.
Me neither.
It was up to this lady. They would have like, you can buy the cans of whipped cream with the spray thing. They would have mayonnaise like that. You just go.
I'm amazed they don't have that. That seems like something that could sell. Yeah. That could sell. Yeah. Definitely in Iowa. And here's the thing is, you know what? I know there's plenty of good people in Iowa that are just as appalled by this. And so I'm not knocking everyone in Iowa.
This isn't Iowa.
Yeah, those in Iowa.
I don't make generalizations.
I'm sure. I know you're out there. I've said it before. There's no such thing as a red state. Only people being held hostage by fascists. But don't ever make this. Don't ever do this to anybody.
No.
Don't do it.
No. I'm sorry. My boys are going to have to continue being hungry. I'm sorry, hungry boys. This is the first time we haven't fed my hungry boys. Even all the other stuff, no matter how bad it was. You even made that pasta that one time with just the tomatoes.
I did make the pasta. I did make the holiday pasta. Spaghetti. Yeah. It was so bad. It was so terrible.
I told you, your boys will have to be extremely hungry to choke this down. And my boys have never been that hungry.
This is like that Always Sunny in Philadelphia meme where Dennis throws the plate up.
No. You've got it all wrong, Amanda. Men love it too.
No, men can. They're allowed to like this.
Men love it too.
Men love it too. Men love it too.
Oh,
God bless.
Yeah. Goodbye, everyone. We're sorry.